Today we're going to see how to install Joomla, but Joomla 1.5, although they have already released version 1.6. How do we install version 1.5? First of all, we need a domain. And once you have a domain, you will notice that if you go to the domain, it will point to an index of. What we need to do is just to add /cpanel. Adding /cpanel brings you directly to the cpanel where you can upload Joomla and at the same time create the database for Joomla to populate with the data that you need. First thing to do, then we go to the legacy file manager in the cpanel, ask to show the hidden files and also to access the web root. Then press go. Once we are inside, we're gonna go to upload file on the top here. And we're going to choose our Joomla 1.5 that at this point I have on my desktop. Here we go. As you upload, I go back to the cpanel. And in the cpanel, this time I'm going to go down here where there is a dolphin that says My SQL database. I click on it and this allows me to create a database. Normally I just call this one Joomla and create a database. And then go down here where it asks to create a user. And here I also call this Joomla and then I type a password. If I don't know what password to type, I'm gonna click on the password generator. However, this one will create a very complicated password, better you write it down somewhere. In fact, they also ask you to check that you have copied this password somewhere. And then you can use the password. I've already copied this one and I create my user. Once you have created your user, you will see that here at the bottom of this page, you will see add user to database. And here I will add one to the other. They are both Joomla. I will click all privilege, so make sure that all of them can be done and then click make changes and go back. Now that I've created my database, I go back to my file manager and in the file manager, I see that Joomla have been uploaded as a zip file. Then I click on it. On the right hand side of my legacy file manager, I will see extract file content. I click on it, it extracts all the files from the Joomla folder, from the Joomla zip. I always check at the bottom here that I can see index.php. If there is index.php, it means that the zip haven't been truncated during the unzipping. So everything is fine. I go back to the file manager. I click one more time on public HTML here on top. And there you go. It shows me all the files and the folders included into the zip of Joomla. I trash the Joomla zip. I don't need it anymore. And I click delete file. Here we go. We are ready for the installation. I go back to the front page. I refresh the page. And there you go. It brings me to the installation of Joomla. I choose the language, English in this case, and I click next. After next, I click next one more time and one more time after the license. Here in the basic settings, it will ask me to type local host. And then it will ask me to type my username, the one that we have typed before. In my case is Joomla. And the password, the one that we copied. And then again the database, again is your domain. Underscore whatever database or username you have set before. Then press next. Here we'll ask you if you want to connect via the FTP. You say no and then go to next and you're done. You just have to decide a name for your website, your email address, your password for the administrator. It tells you clearly here that your default username will be admin. So bear that in mind for the next step. Type whatever password you want here. Here we go. Go to the next page. It tells me that it hasn't installed any sample data. I don't want them. It asks me to remove completely the installation directory. There you go. I go back to my cpanel then, to the legacy file manager. Click on the installation folder here. Click on the name of the installation folder, no need to click on the folder itself, so it displays the properties and I click delete this folder. When I go back to my Joomla, it asks me whether I want to connect to the site or to the administration. I hold Control or Command down on my keyboard as I click Site, and there you go, I'm on the front page of my Joomla. I have successfully installed Joomla. Now to access to the backend, here after the URL, I will just type /administrator and press enter. It will ask me to log in. As we've seen before, the username will be admin by default. You can change it later. And then your password. Press enter and we are in the backend. Now in order to change my username and password, I will go to User Manager right away. This is always the first thing I do. I click on Administrator, I type my full name here or whatever other username you prefer for yourself. I don't need to change the password right now. I press Save. Now I'm going to install my favorite component, which is called K2. It allows you to create content that goes beyond the strict structure of section, categories, and content that Joomla normally forces you to follow in version 1.5. So I'm going to go to Extension and I'm going to go to Install, Uninstall. Inside I will choose the package. Package file will be K2. Press Open. Click Upload File and Install. It will take a few seconds and it will install this very powerful content management plugin, which is called K2. In order to download K2, you can go to getk2.org. I think we are done for today. This was my best tricks and plugins for Joomla. You can then access your front page at any point in time. You will see your Joomla install. Keep following my tutorials, so you will see also how to install other templates and other components, plugins, modules, and so on and so forth.